Hello, this is Ricardo, and I'm currently aboard the Badger's Sigh, my newly named beluga liner that I'm going to use to do some passenger missions in the Quince system. Now, you may have heard of this, with Quince being good for an exploit in regards to combat missions. Well, that's been closed off now since the 2.3 update has hit us. So what's going to happen is that we're going to go in there and do something very similar, but with sort of stackable passenger missions. The idea of these missions are to go in, get passenger missions from the station, head out to a certain location, scan the beacon in your ship, and then return back, thus completing. So the idea of this is that in Quince there is 2 points of interest that people are interested to go in to see, and we're going to go through, we're going to get missions for Galen's Vision. We're going to pick up a cabin, and I've got this beluga fitted with first class and business cabins. So we're going to go ahead now, we're going to accept that contract, and we're going to fill up those cabins now with very similar missions. Now, this method is going to employ board hopping, whereas we come out of one mode, for example open mode, and then go into solo mode or private mode and pick up some more missions. We're going to attempt to fill our cabins with as much as we possibly can so that we can maximize the journey to wherever we're going. As you can see, there are some missions there for 1.1 million, some for 500,000, 400,000, 200,000. You know, we're going to see what we can do and see how much money we can make. So this guy here, 360. What else have we got? 420. Let's pick a cabin. It'll do. So fill up as many times as you want, or as many times as you can do with your ship. And once you get to the point where you can't fill up anymore, we'll do a board hop. So we've done pretty well so far. Let's board hop now. Back to the main menu. Start. Into private mode. A few moments for it to load. Here we are. Okay, so into the passenger lounge again. Now, one thing to look out for as well is that if, like me, you've got your beluga or your ship kitted out with all these cabins, you're not going to have a hell of a lot of cargo space. So be sure when you start accepting missions and completing missions, you make sure you have got enough cargo to accept the rewards that you'll gain. You might not gain any rewards on some missions, but a lot of them you might get things like nano breakers and telemetry suites. I've even had some minerals as well on occasion. So make sure you sell that after every mission. Otherwise, you won't be able to cash your missions in, or you may not even be able to go and collect some missions because the cargo space will be less than what that mission requests. So there you go, we're going through, we're filling up now. Quite a tidy haul. Now, this is not going to be a huge amount. It's going to be between 3 and 5 million, but it's quite a quick process to fill your ship full of passengers. And you'll see once we get out into the black, it's not very far from Jeffrey's High to New America, where you can go and scan the one particular point of interest. This is where it gets a little bit confusing. The missions will request you to go out and scan different points of interest. In this system, there's a problem. I don't know what's going on with Frontier Developments. I'm surprised they didn't fix this. They've left us a back door here. You just go out, you scan one point of interest, and that completes it for all your passenger missions. Okay, so we're going to go out to New America, we're going to scan that particular point of interest, and that does it for all our missions. So our cabins are pretty much full up now. Fantastic. Let's get on with it and let's get out there. So we're going to fly around now in solo mode, because I'm a coward. And there's an awful lot of commanders in system at the moment who are going to go hunting other players who might have a bounty on them, or they might just be other player killers. A lot of that going on lately, and it's the Wild West out there. It's what you've got to expect. So it's an expensive ship. There's no armaments. I've got no shields running because some of our passengers are illegal passengers. We want to keep that heat signature nice and low so you don't get detected by the station scanners, because if you do, then you're going to get a bounty on your head, you're going to be a wanted status, and that ends this part of the game at least for a week. And who knows, it might be patched in a week, so make the most of it while you can. So here we go, the Beluga's on its way. We're going to go towards the aperture and see if we can get this thing through it. I mean, the Beluga is quite, I think, a manoeuvrable ship. I was quite surprised compared to some of the other ships out there in its class. And we're through. So, as you can see, we've got silent running mode engaged. That's lowering our heat signature so we don't show up on scanners. We're going to select Galen's Ascension, which is just by the New America planet. It's not far away from the station. In fact, there it is, look. Not far away at all. We've cleared the mass lock. We're going to engage our jump drive, and we'll be there in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, as they say in Wales. So it's just on the other side of the planet, so take it a bit wide and then watch your speed, because you're not too far away from the drop-off point or the jump-out point. Ease the ship in. And my advice is, as soon as you get into system, put the anchors on, because the scanners should pick up that point of interest right off the jump point. All you're doing is scanning that point of interest. Okay, so here we go. So there it is. We've tagged it. You can see the scanning is going on the left hand side. Few other Beluga and tourist vessels, could be dolphins or orcas. I didn't quite catch them. You can see your missions now are all completing. Select Jeffrey's High. Swing your ship around. And then let's make a jump for Jeffrey's High. Now, once you're back in the vicinity of the station, obviously you've got to request the dock. Don't forget, make sure you've got all your non-essential modules turned off. Engage silent running mode because you've got illegal passengers on board. As if you've got illegal passengers on board. I have. And then navigate your way into the station without incurring any additional penalties that are going to eat into your profit. So normally I wait till I'm about under 5 to about 4.5 clicks away from the station before I start engaging silent running to ensure that I don't get scanned. Now, I haven't got a shield generator. I've used that space for a passenger module. I've turned all my shield boosters off. Weapons are turned off. I've kept sensors and the discovery scanner on for some reason. You know, any ECMs or any other module like that you can turn off, turn it off. Good to have life support though, but that sometimes for short bursts you can turn that off too, just to be sure. But I'm through with no incident. And my landing pad is coming up, pad number 40. So we're going to get this Beluga down and then cash in and see how much we're going to make. Now, you're not going to get the millions upon millions upon millions that you did in Quince with the combat missions that were stackable beforehand. But like I say, between 3 and 5 million is kind of what we're hoping. So, you know, that within 10 minutes. Some people are going to say there's more faster ways of making money. I'm not here to argue that. I know there are. However, this is what we're doing today. This is what I'm here to show you. So into the passenger lounge. Let's claim that reward. So, first off, we've got 420,000. Next, we're claiming another 420,000. Hello Lamb is going to give us 1.1 million. The next person, Burl Foreman, 531,000, give or take, the odd money. Irving Lindsay, close to 1 million this one, about 990,000. There you go. Claim that reward. A smaller one this time, 298. And this one's now got 720, which leaves the final mission to cash in, claim that reward. Should be around 300 grand it is. Okay, so very important as well, like I mentioned, to go in and also clear out. See, we failed one there for some reason. I can't remember which one it was, might have been a legacy mission. Just confirm and clear that out the way. So from that haul alone, we managed to get 4,779,000. So not bad. So that's 4,779,000. So as we start again now for our second run, we can accept some more contracts. And as you continue to do these missions, your standing with the local factions will increase and you will get slightly higher paid missions. Now I'm not a high ranked explorer. I think I'm on Pathfinder, so I've got a ways to go yet, and I'm still getting the missions about 480,000, 500, the odd 1.1 million. So, you know, like I say, 4,779,000, that's not bad. That's not bad at all for, you know, a couple of minutes work. And you've seen it all here really in real time, and we've been going about 12 minutes into this video. So here we go now, we're filling up again. We're going to do another run and see what that nets us. You know, picking the cabins. Just going to make sure we've sold all the commodities that we've earned during our passenger transactions. As you can see, I've only got 16 ton of cargo, so we can get that down to 0. Let's go and see what presents itself now at the passenger lounge. Let's do a board hop. And quickly jump out of this. Go into a private group this time. Okay, so into Starport Services, into the passenger lounge. So straight away one there for 700,000 credits. Another 700,000. And that should be us done. So let's just check our inventory, down to cabins, see if everything's full. I think it is. Oh, we've got one left. Let's get a cheeky one in. $660,000. Accept. Then let's get on our merry way. So all our cabins are now full. Just check our advanced maintenance. Yeah, gotta have nice shiny paintwork. Make everybody very happy. And let's go. Of course, we're in private mode as we know other players there to vindictively shoot us down. And there we have a typical tourist level of space station. Nice and bright and white. Not like some of the grungy old ones you see in some other systems. Just take off. Thread the needle. And get ourselves over to New America. So there's Galen's Ascension. Just as we did before, we're going to go a little bit wide. Watch your speed on this. Here we go. Throttle back slightly. I think with all this sort of grinding going on, I don't take enough time to sit back and enjoy the view of the game. I mean, that planet is rendered beautifully. You know, it's like a little blue jewel. And sometimes it does sort of force you to take some time and have a good look around at what's going on behind you. Especially now with the new camera mode. Whereas, you know, by following your ship in and like with the Beluga. So if you're following your ship in camera mode and put your landing gear down, the back flaps of the ship fold down also. Another ship, I think, on the Explorer, it's got fins, or the Cobra, it's got fins. You move left or right, those fins move left or right as well. And it gives that such attention to detail has been put into this game. Frontier have done a really, really good job, and I think what with all the problems the Xbox version's been having, and some people have been saying there's problems going on with this, I've not seen many problems at all. So there we are looking directly at that tourist beacon in our Beluga. Admiring the view. I think it's time now for us to be on our way. Of course, there's my commander, my avatar, and its camouflaged spacesuit. And as you move the throttles and the controls, you can see that the avatar moves the controls in the ship as well, which is a lovely touch. Sometimes on a lot of games that have a similar sort of functionality, there's that disconnect with actually what's going on as opposed to what's going on in the cockpit. But we've got to say, Frontier have done a really good job here. So we're boosting away and heading on back now to Jeffries High. There it is, we're all lined up. Time to jump. So we're now back in proximity to the station. We're using the external camera now to a bit of a follow me sort of aspect. There's the station, that's where we need to be going. Of course, find me on YouTube. But I guess if you're watching this, you already have. So we're going to request our docking.
Docking request approved. Please land on designated pad number 09er.
We'll get into position. Engage silent running mode because, again, we've got illegal passengers on board. And move into the station. So we're through. There's our landing pad. Of course, a commander came through at the same time, or an NPC came through at the same time. Thanks for that. Caused a bit of damage to the ship, took us down to about 80, in the lower 80s. And once we're down, we can do a tally and see how much we've made in 20 minutes. And of course you can do this quicker. I've been narrating this as we've been going along and going about the houses to show people how to do it. I think with practice you can get this down quite simply to a quicker method. And there you go. We've landed. So, into Starport Services.
Landing complete. Execute.
We've landed. And let's see what we've got. So now into the passenger lounge. Our first passenger nets us 700,000. Our next passenger 540,000. Next 391. Malcolm Hale, another whopping 700. $660. A few more left now. 480. Down to the last two, I believe. 477. Again in for the final reward, around 400k I believe, which nets us approximately 4,347,000 on that run. So not a bad haul. 4.347 million. That gives us a total for this video 9.2 million, doing nice and easily low risk passenger missions in Quince. Of course it will depend on the ship that you use, how many passengers you can get in. Say I've been using the Beluga, the Badger's Sigh, but you can use virtually any ship you want. Important to watch the power, important to watch the heat as well so you don't get scanned. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Ricardo. This has been the Quince passenger mission. Check back for more videos in the series. See you soon.